hapon mga batchmates at classmates. Ngayon, mula sa College of Economics and Management ang ating alumnus na tatambay sa ating segment. Hindi na patumpik-tumpik pa, tatawagin ko na si Atty. Toti. Hello Atty. Toti, welcome po sa Tatak segment. Batiin niyo po muna ang ating mga tagapanood.
Hi, Polly. Good afternoon to you. And good afternoon po sa lahat ng mga viewers ng Tatak UPLB. At for this segment, I am very happy that I'm here and thank you for your invitation. And I hope that we all enjoy this experience.
Hopefully, sir, mag-enjoy kayo sa ating kwentuhan. At syempre, dahil dyan, umpisahan na po natin sa, pwede niyo po bang i-share sa amin kung ano po yung mga nagagamit niyo ngayon sa inyong current job na natutunan niyo po sa UPLB, particularly sa College of Economics and Management?
You know what, Polly? I think I would say resource management in economics kasi when I was studying there, at least based on the theory and on the books, they'll tell you that economics is the study of scarcity, allocation of scarce resources, and to satisfy the wants of the society, the needs of the people, the country. That's essentially is, in a nutshell, what the study of economics is all about. So I do resource management, except that in my current role now as Chief Human Resource Officer of Land Bank of the Philippines, I am managing a different kind of resource, but which incidentally is what we consider as the most valuable and very important resource in a company or in any organization, and that is the human resource. So when we optimize this valuable resource, which we call talents, the analysis that I deploy, as the Chief HR Officers, I think would surely have the traces of the learnings that I had in my economics courses, especially the basic ones. As Chief HR Officer, I often go to our management committee, to the board, and I have a lot of proposals or HR initiatives. And in doing so, I have to be objective and data-driven. So we do that as far as we can, just to be objective and scientific in our approach. And in doing so, I rely a lot on parameters and metrics, the KPIs. I have a whole gamut of dashboards that I monitor regularly. KPIs on employers' productivity, you have the performance management, you have manpower savings and headcount management reports. And then we also monitor per capita income of the bank units. How are we doing? Is a particular product requiring more manpower so that it would be profitable and viable for the bank? So those kind of things, even turnover rates, attrition rates, and we compare them to the industry data that I regularly refer to as well. So very important yung economics kasi lahat yan, maraming metrics dyan. Diyan ko natutunan on how to read numbers and equations and figures. In fact, if I may just share, Land Bank of the Philippines now has a new president and CEO, and she's also an economist. She's a graduate of the School of Economics of UP and a former CEO of Standard Chartered Bank, si Ma'am Lynette Ortiz. And now, every time my team in HR would go to our management committee or the board, usually her question would be, what is the economics behind this proposal? Alam mo, yung mga ganun terminologies lang, mga ganun jargons lang is enough to, bring me back to my UPLB days when I was studying economics there. So very relevant yung question mo into what is going on now with me here in Land Bank of the Philippines. But the things that I describe, ito lang yung mga natutunan ko sa classroom, sa CEM, sa UPLB. But there's a lot more of other things that were going on outside of the classrooms of UPLB. I was a UPLB student in the late 80s, 90s. I graduated 1993. I came in 1988. And at the time, I witnessed a vibrant, alam mo yun, yung student activism. I know that is still going on because I see them in social media now. But during my time, it was very vibrant. I wasn't an activist, Polly, but I've seen and I've interacted with student leaders at that time. And I saw them how they passionately advocate, human rights and protesting abuses in government. And rightly so. Somehow, yung mga interaction ko na gano'n, yung exposure ko sa gano'n, I think that gave me the enlightenment and the wisdom na I have to be very careful in how I approach my job because what I deal is not just a resource, as I said earlier. I manage breathing, living individuals with basic human rights protected by law. So in managing them, I do a lot of balancing act that takes a lot more of efforts than I just say, for example, we will procure tables and desks and chairs and other admin concerns. But when you manage and procure people, so to speak, mas matindi ang pangangailangan, mas matinding effort. And I'm sure that's also true with UPLB. But so far, I am proud to say that in Land Bank, we have a very stable and solid industrial peace situation. And because over the years, we have fostered good relationship with our labor unions and with our other employees associations, middle management. So, and I could not have achieved that without the education and enlightenment I got from UPLB. That is my long answer to your short question, Polly. I hope that, it is responsive.
Very responsive, sir. At saka marami kami nakuha doon, sir, especially on the part na medyo technical yung iba, pero kung tutuusin sir, we can see paano kayo naging multitasker sa mga bagay na yan. And it really helps to understand more kung ano yung trabaho nyo. Na I think makukuha to ng mga estudyante na wag nilang ibaliwala lahat ng mga natutunan nila sa ating campus kasi lahat yon mapa inside or outside the classroom, maraming itinuturo sa mga estudyante. Kasi
Correct.
katulad na, patunay po yan na marami kayong natutunan sa university, lalo na sa SEM, sir.
I couldn't agree with you more, Polly. Spot on. That's correct.
Yan, ngayon naman sir, balikan lang natin nung estudyante po kayo.
Love
What
life
do
there.
you enjoy most sa UPLB?
You know what? Hands down, I would say it's the place itself. The beautiful landscape, Mount Makiling, my goodness, the forest, the lush greenery, the serene and tranquility of the place. It's so hard not to notice it when you're there, when you're living there, because you're in a very tranquil place. Parang effortless. You would be relaxed and you will have nice perspectives on things because the whole environment is very conducive to deep thought and contemplative meditation. Maybe noon, hindi ko naisip na deep thought, contemplative meditation, but right now, every time I go there, my goodness, this place is so nice. So hands down, it's the place itself. And the whole academic vibe of the place, next to the physical space, the environment, the surrounding, it's the whole academic vibe, Polly. It is so palpable when you enter the campus that it's an academic community. In fact, at some metaphysical level, I feel that the place is full of intelligent people. That's how it seems to me, Paul. Every
Yes.
time I go there, I still get to have that sense na when people or yung mga barkada walking by, I know that they're talking about ideas. I can sense it. I can sense the smarts of the place. And also, yung liberal atmosphere in that place is so valuable to me as well. There was so much freedom, academic and otherwise. And to some degree, I particularly enjoyed how it was okay in UPLB not to be a conformist and to be tolerant of the non-conformity of others. In my role now, relevant yun kasi I am the champion of inclusivity, and diversity. So yung exposure ko and experience ko sa UPLB was very helpful in having that kind of competency to me. And if I may just share on a personal note, Polly, I enjoyed UPLB so much, such that when my son, my eldest of my two kids, decided to go to UPLB and take up economics as well, even, at the time, he had three other options for a university choice here in the NCR, but he chose to be there. So I am the happiest.
So, ibig sabihin, sir, nandito po yung anak nyo.
Right.
Anong
So
course yung
sometimes
kinukuha niya?
economics also.
Oh, it runs in the blood. So
Yeah.
talaga sir, nakakatuwa kasi we are very lucky to have this kind of nature na very close to us. Tapos, although marami ang nagsasabi nga na medyo nakaka-allergy yung ibang mga aspects dito, katulad ng
Kasi
kakop.
heavily pollinated yung area.
Yes,
I had
opo.
rhinitis, but it was okay. It was okay. I enjoyed the place nonetheless.
Yes, sir. Kasi after everything na sobrang busy mo sa ACADS mo, you can just relax sa Freedom Park or sa Sea Park para lang ma-imbibe lang yung environment, okay ka na eh. Tama
That's
po ba, sir?
correct. Oh my God, I agree. Totoo naman. Every time na sinunod ko yung anak ko, laging sabi ko, mag-hiking ulit ako dito.
O, di ba, sir? O, exactly. Totoo yan. Ngayon naman, sir, balikan ko lang po ha, kasi nabanggit niyo na po yun. Marami pong nagtatrabaho sa land bank ng mga UPLB alumni. So, how was the experience na working with fellow alumni?
For one, syempre yung kinship will always be there, no? Parang, you already have a connection. When I joined Land Bank, there were about 3 alumni who were part of the management committee. They are senior executives, and eventually nga, one of them became the president of Land Bank of the Philippines, si Ma'am Cecil Borromeo. For a while, naging president din siya ng DBP. So, meron kaming ganong kinship. In fact, we got too close. Si Nel Almario, also a graduate of College of Human Ecology, and some of my friends decided to incorporate an association. We formed an association of UPLB alumni in Land Bank. It's just new. We just registered it with the SEC, and we're still trying to choose what sort of advocacy. Sabi namin noon, can we adopt a wing in one of the dorms there and probably do some contributions and fundraising? Bigla nabalitaan ko, wala na yata yung men's dorm ba or something.
Yung isang part lang, sir, but still, men's dorm is still here.
Okay.
Yung isang house lang na talaga na very dilapidated, na hindi na kaya talagang renovate or whatever.
Yung organization namin is trying to look for some kind of project na pwede kami makatulong. Kasi we really have a lot because for a while, we focused our recruitment rin sa mga taga-UPLB, especially for College of Economics, because as you know, what Land Bank is doing is not just banking. We're also developmental in our mandates. Very aligned with UPLB. So we are inviting a lot of UPLB students and or graduates graduates to join us because Blood Bank can be a very good venue for your career.
At talagang magagamit nila, sir, yung napag-aralan niya sa university to their work talaga. Pag
Sure.
nag-job sila. Sir,
For
sir,
sure.
if ever meron kayong mga job opportunities you wanted to share, you may send us yung mga PubMats so we can post it
Talaga ba?
in email.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And also yung partnership, maybe we can talk about it. Honestly, ang mga alumni natin, marami talagang gustong mag-give back sa
Mhm.
university. They just don't know how to. We're here naman po to assist. Yan po.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sige, sir. Ngayon naman, sir, going back sa ating interview, no? Para po ba sa inyo? Kasi alam ko maraming sa mga estudyante natin is aiming talaga maging attorney. Even kahit anong course, talagang inbred sa mga utak nila. Hindi, eventually, after my degree course, mag-attorney ako. So, para sa mga gusto pong maging attorney tulad nyo, ano po ba yung inyong tips or advice na dapat nilang pagtuunan sa college? Lalo na sa mga taga-SEM.
I don't think that I will be able to say tips na, nerve-wracking or very new, I'm sure hindi naman new itong mga sasabihin ko as tips. Probably sound cliche, but these are my bomb tips for the students who are thinking of taking up legal studies afterwards. Number one, focus on your studies. Get decent grades as far as you can do this and develop good study habits. There's just no substitute for it. I mean, especially for the UPLB students, you're already in a place that is so conducive to studying. Walang ingay ng metropolis, konting effort lang, it's easy to be focused and concentrated in your studies. Related to the tip is that, do not get sidetracked by distractions. There can be, I know, a lot of distractions in any university, especially in UPLB as well. You probably you will have your girlfriend, student organizations, di ba? Non-academic advocacies or pursuits, Those things, okay naman yon. It can be welcome because distractions, hindi naman pa pwedeng napaka-linear lang ng student life mo, no? Because these kind of distractions also add density to your colorful college life. But don't ever lose focus on the goal. Stay committed, get that degree, finish it on time or, as soon as you can. Just be serious with your studies. That's the first tip. Number two, sharpen the saw. The courses in College of Economics and Management in particular, by their nature, involves a lot of analytical and critical thinking. Kasi mga social sciences, yung mga economics, ag-econ, agribiz, it involves a lot of critical and analytical thinking. So their lives in that campus, in that college, are already a good training platform for postgraduate legal studies. And I assure you that these critical and analytical thinking skills are the basic ingredients of the legal profession. While you acquire these skills and aptitudes from your collegiate studies, don't stop there. Keep honing the skills. Go back to good old-fashioned reading, not just Twitter, not just the very few characters on Twitter or Facebook. Engage yourself into reading. Read a lot. Be a voracious reader because that would help in your legal studies. And lastly, I'd say maintain overall wellness of the body and mind. Law studies can be very stressful, can be very tedious and intense. So you have to make sure that you are able to maintain balance. So engage in activities or passion that you enjoy, practice stress management techniques. As I said, you're already in a place that by the very landscape, it's already relaxing. So you should be able to learn how to balance your studies and your wellness. Lalo na ngayon, sobrang sedentary ang mga estudyante ngayon. Maraming kasi puro online games. Why not try play good old-fashioned basketball, run, walk? Those are my 3 tips that were helpful to me. So happy to share it.
Wow, sir. In fairness naman kasi, hindi mo man sabi na cliche man siya. Kasi it's a reminder po eh. Maraming nakakalimot ng mga tips nyong yan. So maganda pong reminder yan. Not only to our students, but also to our fellow alumni na nakikinig ngayon. Tingin ko kailangan din po nila yan. Kasi continuous learning natin eh. So malaking pong tulong yung nabanggit niyo pong tips.
Right. Especially on the wellness aspect, Polly. Kasi
Yes, sir.
parang
True.
nababasa mo ngayon, lately talaga meron silent epidemic of
Yes, sir.
mental
The mental
health
health.
issues. It's very important. You've got to go out there, stop the stigma. If you need professional help, get some and talk to people because it's important. You remain sane in this crazy world.
Course, sir. Yun yung talagang cliche man, pero that's true eh. You have to be aware na this is happening. So
Correct.
I understand how you feel po sa part.
Yeah.
Ngayon naman, para sa aming last question. Siyempre, kauumpisa lang po ng ating mga freshmen dito po sa UPLB. Ano po yung pwede niyong ma-advise sa kanila na you wish someone told you before, nung freshman din kayo?
Okay, you know what, to put it in context, when I went to UPLB in 1988, I'm a true blue provinciano. I was a prom D. I came from Calapan, Oriental, Mindoro, and I studied in public schools. So pagdating mo dyan, I had a lot of anxieties, you know. I was afraid, I was anxious. Would I be able to do good in my classes? And then here are my classmates. They were all from reputable high schools, you know, in the NCR or even in UP Rural High School, yung mga ganyan. Tatalino nila, you know, and that brought me a lot of anxieties, you know. So I'd wish the freshmen today, you know, that they are in that university, in that college, and in that particular course because they qualified. They've rightfully earned that spot to be there over hundreds of thousands of interested candidates. This is a good perspective to latch on. So the students, you know, especially the freshmen, would get to have enough self-confidence and self-esteem because it's already very competitive to get into the UP system. I cannot imagine why after qualifying you would lose the esteem and the confidence. And you need that to survive a grueling 4 or 5 year course because admission is one thing, surviving it is totally a different thing because there would be challenges, there would be, you know, along your journey that could probably make or break you. You need that good old-fashioned grit, you know. So yun yung perspective. You are there because you earned your spot. While the environment, the academic environment in UPLB might be competitive, but again, yung classroom interaction, it's really just, you know, classroom is a place of learning. It's not a place for endless competition. So do not compare yourself against your classmates. Do so only at a healthy level, if only to motivate yourself. Adhere to a reasonable personal standards and commit yourself to these standards. And by then, I think you will be able to meet the exacting standards of UP of honor and excellence. So just chill, enjoy the place, enjoy the experience, and don't get too anxious about many things. You're young, you're full of life, and so enjoy it.
Ayan, sir. Yan din ba ang binigay niyong advice sa inyong anak noon? Nung
Yes, but of
nagsisimula siya
course,
dito?
oh yeah, I gave that advice, but it's very argumentative. So
Magandang sign yan, sir, kung argumentative siya. Magandang
correct.
sign yan.
I
Nasa
know.
genes talaga niya yung pagiging UPLB.
I hope so,
Anyway,
Polly.
opo. Anyway, sir, maraming salamat po sa oras po na binigay niyo po sa amin dito sa Tatak segment. We hope nag-enjoy kayo sa ating saglit na kwentuhan and hopefully na-reminisce niyo yung inyong student life noon dito sa UPLB. And we hope na makabisita kayo dito sa Office of Alumni Relations. Sir, tapat lang to ng UHS. Pwede niyo po
Okay.
yan sa anak niyo. Ayan po.
All right.
So,
Salamat sa opportunity. Thank you for this interaction. I enjoyed your company, although virtually.
yes,
If
sir.
I have time and I'm there, I'll try to pay you a visit.
Yes, sir.
Salamat ulit sa
Ayan,
opportunity.
sir. Siyempre, without further ado, ito na yung pinakahihintay namin dito sa segment, ang ating Tatak Shoutout. Pwede pa namin, sir, marinig ang inyong version po ng Tatak UPLB Shoutout?
Ako si Joselito Toti Vallada. Tatak UPLB ako.
Galing UPLB, galing UPLB, galing UPLB.